And who is that?
Terence Crawford. That's it. You know, I'm 41-0 for a reason. You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes.
Our job is to line it up. And us fighters, we're warriors. We always want to fight the best.
Floyd Mayweather has warned Crawford amid debates over who would win, making it clear that he's cautioning against chasing something that may never happen. He suggests Crawford could be chasing a ghost, as Mayweather retired on his own terms and dominated the sport in a way he won't let anyone rewrite.
Me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd told Smith that boxing isn't just about who's stronger now, it's about who owned the spotlight when it counted. He believes Crawford, now in his mid-30s, is too late to push for a fight that would have made the biggest impact earlier in his career.
Wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah. No.
The message came during a heated debate on Stephen A. Smith's platform, where Floyd faced Crawford in a rare, high-profile exchange that grabbed the boxing world's attention. Mayweather stayed calm, but his words carried weight, telling Crawford that no matter who he beats, even fighters Floyd never faced, he can't rewrite Mayweather's legacy. In doing so, Floyd highlighted his own era while pointing out that Crawford showed up too late to step into the ring with him.
I lose. I don't want to lose because now society has shaped things to where if a fighter lose, they talk so bad about, oh, he's a bum. I knew he was overrated. Oh, y'all hyped him up, and now they got to hear it. But back in the day, they didn't have social media. You know what I mean? So all that wasn't in their face.
This isn't just a back and forth between two fighters. It sparked a wider debate with fans, fighters, and analysts taking sides. Even Ryan Garcia jumped in during a recent Ring Magazine's Inside the Ring segment, challenging Mayweather's legacy. When LaShawn McCoy praised Floyd for changing the game, Garcia interrupted, saying, "In a bad way." He argued that Floyd didn't just excel in the ring, but in timing his fights, often facing opponents past their prime like Pacquiao or Cotto, rather than at their peak. Garcia claimed Mayweather's success came more from smart matchmaking than raw skill, and for him, that shift influenced boxing, leading fighters after Floyd to protect their records instead of seeking the toughest challenges.
Like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather, y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Max Kellerman added his perspective, pointing out that Crawford could have a stronger legacy than Floyd, depending on how you look at it. Kellerman noted that Floyd carefully picked his fights, especially after leaving lightweight, so even with a stacked resume, some remember he avoided certain opponents at key times. Crawford, on the other hand, went after everyone throughout his career, and that willingness to face all challengers resonates with fans and shapes how his legacy is viewed.
Floyd versus Triple G.
Listen, man.
Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same.
The debate comes down to resume versus intent. Mayweather's record is full of big names: De La Hoya, Pacquiao, Cotto, Hatton, Marquez, Mosley, Gotti, Corrales, but critics like Garcia and Kellerman argue timing lessens the impact. Pacquiao was past his peak by 2015, Mosley was 38 after a long break, Cotto had taken heavy damage, and Canelo fought at a catchweight at just 23. Floyd still won all those fights, but for critics, the asterisk on his legacy never fully disappears.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. You know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions. You know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy.
Crawford's resume may not be as deep as Floyd's, but the intent behind it tells a different story. He never avoided tough opponents. He faced Sean Porter when Porter was still a threat, defeated Errol Spence at 35, and stunned the world by beating Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Crawford's challenge wasn't dodging fights. It was that promoters and networks often steered clear of him. As a high-risk, low-reward fighter under Top Rank, He spent years chasing big fights that never happened, and by the time he finally faced Spence, he was already in his mid-30s.
We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed?
Now at 38, Crawford remains undefeated at 42-0 with undisputed titles in 3 weight classes and victories over Gamboa, Postol, Jeff Horn, Porter, Spence, and Alvarez. Compared to Mayweather's 50 wins, the numbers favor Floyd. 8 fewer wins may seem small, but every detail matters in legacy debates. Yet Crawford holds a card Floyd never played, moving into a 6th weight class. If he drops to middleweight and claims a belt, he'll achieve something Mayweather never tried, who stopped at 154. Crawford's drive to chase bigger challenges could be the factor that reshapes the conversation about greatness.
Floyd had a lot of craft that mimicked some of the things that Sugar Ray did. So does Terence. And Terence is psychologically a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the same kind of capacity to be charming and then in the next 30 seconds to turn on his fire. And that, I think, is part of what he's going to take into the ring against Canelo.
The timing of their careers adds another layer to the debate. Crawford won his first world title in 2014, just a year before Floyd wrapped up his career with victories over Pacquiao and Berto. The overlap was brief, but real. If Floyd had stayed active, a fight might have happened. By then, however, Mayweather was focused on protecting his legacy, not chasing new challenges. As he made clear on Stephen A. Smith's show, the moment for that fight has passed. The peak interest and biggest money are gone, and Crawford's current wins can't retroactively pull Floyd back into the ring.
The thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. Yeah,
that's true. But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right? Yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere, and I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
Fans still love to imagine the matchup. Mayweather at 147 was a defensive master, almost impossible to hit clean, methodically breaking opponents down over rounds, going 12-0 at welterweight from age 28 to 38 and dominating the division for a decade. Crawford at 147, by contrast, was explosive, a switch hitter with knockout power and a natural aggressiveness, going 8-0 in 5 years and finishing most opponents decisively. He's taller, longer, and more versatile in stance and style, making the hypothetical clash even more intriguing.
Surprised that, Crawford wasn't running from him. He was, he was very confident that he could stand there and trade, a lot of times with Canelo.
Crawford fought a brilliant fight. He fought a brilliant fight. He stayed at the right range. He didn't engage with Canelo when Canelo was trying to get him to engage with him. And he took control of the fight, and he did what he wanted to do.
In a hypothetical matchup, Crawford's size and aggression would challenge Floyd's legendary defense like few others, similar to how Paul Williams, a tall, high-volume welterweight, was considered a tough puzzle for Mayweather, which is partly why that fight never happened. Add Crawford's adaptability and southpaw power, and it's easy to see why many think Floyd might have finally faced real pressure to protect his perfect record.
Bud so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, Crawford might have surpassed TBE.
Mayweather's supporters argue his style perfectly countered aggression. He wasn't just fast and slick, he was precise and efficient, landing the right punches while making opponents miss. Against Crawford, who can shift momentum mid-fight, Floyd might have frustrated him the way he handled Canelo in 2013 or shut down Ricky Hatton's pressure in 2007. Stage control also mattered. Floyd was the pay-per-view king, dictating when and where fights happened, a power Crawford never reached, even after beating Spence and Canelo. Despite Crawford's skill and achievements, that kind of leverage could have made all the difference.